Martini. Good morning. Hope everybody had a restful, peaceful Tuesday. Thank you so much for joining us on Good Morning Grenada. Always a pleasure to have you. Those of you joining us on the GBN, Grenada Broadcasting Network's Facebook page, the Grenada Broadcasting Network's YouTube channel, the website www.gbn.gd, GBN TV channel 7, 11, and 20. Good morning to the listeners of Classic 105.5, 105.9, and all the viewers and listeners on the Panchoo Grenada and Go to Fet Facebook pages. Bless up your whole selves on this wonderful Wednesday, May 26, 2021. To those of you joining us across the Caribbean, whichever part of the region you are, all the islands up the chain, up and down the chain, a spicy Grenadian 473 morning to each and every one of you. And those of you joining us internationally, good morning, good afternoon, good night. Hope you will have a good day, are having a good day, have had a good day. How is everybody this wonderful Wednesday? I have to check the weather on the outside. It was dry in Grandans, but the road leading to that is Upper Lucas Street area was a bit damp this morning, so I have to check the weather before I tell you what kind of weather I'm experiencing by here. So, but in the meantime, good morning. That should cover everybody. Let's do it. It's time for this morning's word of the day. Sorry, I love that song. This morning's word of the day is peradventure. Peradventure. It's spelled Peradventure. Peradventure. It's an adverb which means it may be, maybe, possibly, or perhaps. Peradventure. It is an adverb, and as a noun, it means chance, doubt, or uncertainty. It comes from the Middle English word from Old French and Anglo-French. Par is an 11th century development of Latin and Old French per, which means through, by, or by means of. Adventure comes from the Middle English word aventure, from Old and Middle French word which means destiny, fate, chance, risk, or peril. Peradventure entered English about 1300. That's the word of the day this morning, peradventure. It's spelled Peradventure. It's an adverb which means it may be, maybe, possibly, or perhaps. Peradventure. An example of the use of the word this morning: while he mused and traced it and retraced it, peradventure with a pen corroded still by drops of that hot ink he dipped for. Another example of the use of the word: I will repeat it anon and anon in middle idleness, whereby I may peradventure learn it. That's the word of the day this morning. Peradventure, peradventure, an adverb which means it may be, maybe, possibly, or perhaps. I groove into the song at the back. I know some people say in the morning too early, but it's what playing all you want me to do. All right, let's get right into it. From the word of the day, we go to the thought of today. As you go about your wonderful Wednesday, the thought of today is focus on the step in front of you and not the whole staircase. Focus on the step in front of you and not the whole staircase. Sometimes you just need to narrow your vision and take it step by step, bit by bit. When you look at the whole staircase or the whole route, the whole road, you can get daunted, you start to feel anxious, you start to doubt yourself. But if you take it one step at a time, just focus on the next treader, up or down. Not down. Not literally down, but sometimes staircase goes both directions. Not sometimes, all the time. But whichever the next step you're taking, just focus on that. Don't think about what's to come from next week, please, Lord. Don't think too far ahead. Don't watch too far ahead. Just focus. Take your time. It may get a little daunting, but take your time. Focus on the step in front of you, not the whole staircase. Sometimes that works best for us. Focus on one step at a time. All right, let's see what is celebrated today. Okay, let me change my song because, that song just distracted me in the dance. Terror the governor in the dance. All right, this morning, today actually, it is Senior Health and Fitness Day. Senior Health and Fitness Day, celebrated on the last Wednesday of May. This year, it is on May 26th. It is a day dedicated to the betterment of the health of seniors. The common goal is to help seniors stay fit and healthy. Numerous organizations organize events to spread the word about the importance of elder care and the various ways of doing it. There are also events organized at various communities, and we can all celebrate and keep our seniors healthy and fit. Senior Health and Fitness Day, whatever form that you exercise, whether it's eating healthily or taking a little walk. If you can't leave the home, you can just walk around your living room, walk around the house, go from each room to room, get a little exercise, get the heart rate up a little bit, go in the veranda, do a little stretch, just stretch. No big set thing, no big bram, just stretch the arm, stretch the whole. I like a stretch, you feel nice and true, boy. Just take a little stretch, you know what I'm saying? Stretch it out. Senior Health and Fitness Day. Visit your senior citizens in your lives and give them a little boost today, a little help. Get them up off the chair, give them a little stretch, give them a little massage by the shoulder there. Senior Health and Fitness Day. They are an important group of people in our lives. We should take care of them as much as we can, and they can take care of themselves as well. Senior Health and Fitness Day. Good morning to all our senior citizens. Afraid to say the age group of senior citizens. Some people might get offended. So if you consider yourself a senior, even me in my 30s, I consider myself a senior sometimes when I move too soon. So if you consider yourself a senior, bless up your whole self. If you don't, bless up your whole self nevertheless. Bless up all yourself. Hi. All right, it is time for news. But just before I go, I saw a note on the Royal Grenada Police Force's Facebook page yesterday that I thought I should share. It simply says, booze it and lose it, in relation to drinking and driving. I thought it was fitting. It's one of my mottos here, especially for the birthday celebrants. Don't drink and drive, don't drive and drink. Booze it and lose it. Drunk driving, tipsy driving, one beer and driving. It doesn't work out. It doesn't work out. Just gather all your troops. Designate a driver. Somebody that drinking juice and malt whole night and water. Booze it and lose it. So big up the RGPF for that reminder. Road safety tip for today. That was yesterday. Bless up all yourself, RGPF. Booze it and lose it. Set up all yourself. This drinking and driving thing, that don't make no sense. We don't have roads for that kind of celebration. See, set up all yourself right and control all your drinking. Drink malt. Do like me. Drink malt and juice and water. I'm still living. I'm still having a good time, but I'm not partaking in alcohol. Try it sometime. Booze it and lose it. RGPF, all the members of the RGPF, good morning to each and every one of you. All right, now let's get ready for the morning edition of news. For those of you on radio and those of you on our visual platforms, we bring you highlights of last evening's newscast. Stick and stay. Good morning, Grenada. We'll be back in a short.
One property owner discharged several rounds from his licensed firearm, leaving one resident of Kuma St. Andrew nursing several wounds and presently warded at the General Hospital. The outcome is being viewed as a farmer who has had just about enough. Christelina John picks up this story.
There's an old saying, 99 days for the thief, 1 day for the watchman. Mr. Irvin George, a Sorsop farmer of Hope St. Andrew, says he was forced to take matters into his hand Monday evening. Not being in a position to give much details to a matter that remains under police investigation, he explained that the alleged robber was found on his property with a quantity of his produce. In his attempt to stop the culprit, he was attacked.
I cannot go into details. The matter is still in the hands of the police. So I can speak concerning the incident that occurred at 7 o'clock yesterday evening, who were in my property. Right, and they said I had to take action to defend myself. Matter of fact, he would have gone to court, to prison, probably about 3 times concerning that property there.
And George, who does farming on 2 parcels of lands, says his losses have been great. Last year, over 400 pounds of his soursop was stolen and had to be dumped when the stolen quantity was recovered. He said he went as far as installing security cameras on his property as a deterrent. However, the act continued. He says for many years he had to do stakeouts through his property as well, something he says he should not have to do for what is rightfully his. It is quite disheartening, he says, for farmers to have to be dealing with this issue of predial larceny.
It's a lot of hard work, sacrifices, right? And you have to put in a lot of resources other than your labor to achieve something, right? And it's very heartbreaking when you put a crop down, expect to get a return from something, and when you go to harvest, there is nothing left. It's very heartbreaking. And I know many farmers are going through that same problem. You hear the cry all the time.
George had some ideas that he hopes efforts can be channeled to deter perpetrators.
One of the things that should have already happened is the implementation of a stiffer penalty to deter people from such act. Right, farmers watch is one of the next thing, and more collaboration with the police and the community, sticking out in people's property every now and again, and those perpetrators would be aware, so they would stay off that buy those produce. Right, I think it's time that they find some ways and means to deal with those people, because if when the people steal those things, they cannot get sale for it, right? There's nowhere else they can go with it, so it may help.
Officers attached to the Criminal Investigation Department are conducting investigation into the shooting incident. Police say initial information suggested that an altercation occurred on the farmlands of a resident of Grand Bacalet, St. Andrew. This resulted in the property owner discharging several rounds from his licensed firearm. The accused man, whose identity remains secure since he has not been charged by police, is a resident of Kuma, St. Andrew. He received several wounds as a result of this occurrence and is warded at the General Hospital in stable condition. Chrislina John, GBN News.
After 2 consecutive weeks of record numbers of accidents, the traffic department has seen a significant decrease in the number of accidents. The trend had been broken last week and further depleted from May 16th to the 22nd. A total of 48 accidents were reported island-wide, 44 of which were minor and the other 4 considered serious. One of the serious accidents involved a scooter that was left tattered after colliding with another vehicle at Woodlands in St. George. The RGPF continues to appeal to the motoring public to drive with due care and attention as it seeks to reduce accident numbers by the end of the year. Current road fatalities for the year so far remain at 2. The COVID-19 pandemic has revealed even further several gaps in the system for illegal immigrants to exploit, as well as be assisted by locals who provide shelter. This has spurred government into action to deter such events by making adjustments to the laws of Grenada via the Immigration Amendment Bill 2021, which was tabled in the House of Representatives on Friday. Gerard Joseph has the details.
A bill to amend the Immigration Act Cap 145 was introduced on Friday to increase the maximum penalty for illegal immigration and expand the ambit of offences. An increase from $10,000 to $12,000 was the proposed change, as the penalty for individuals who refuse to give information or fails to comply with any request under the Act and knowingly falsifies information. These individuals include any captain of a vessel, crew member or passenger.
The first part of the change deals with the captains or persons of boats and other aircraft coming to Grenada, and of course having to report accurately, and if they fail to do so willingly, so then the penalty increases from 10 to 12,000. And persons who openly hide or conceal the fact that they're helping people to come to Grenada illegally, or keeping them here past the time that they should be here, they would be contravening that particular section of the Act.
Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell, who is also the Minister for National Security, in tabling the bill said the penalty for those who harbor illegal immigrants would notably increase from $3,000 to $10,000. The Prime Minister said there is an immediate need for such amendments after Grenada witnessed a surge in illegal immigrants.
What we've noticed recently, Mr. Speaker, because I don't know what the reason is specifically, but the police is reporting a lot more illegal entry into the country than they ever saw before. And they notice they're coming Venezuela and Colombia. We've not a lot as what probably Trinidad would see, but the increase is worrying to us.
He said it is a great cause for concern, however noting that in each case, they were caught and tested for COVID-19.
Not yet found, especially in light of the present situation that we now face with the COVID-19. That must worry us even more than the illegal act of entry without permission. But we have not yet, happily for us, we have not yet had anyone that has been here and was tested positive before we got them out of the country.
The additional fines are bolstered by jail time already enshrined in the Immigration Act. These illegal immigrants also can be penalized under the Emergency Powers Act. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
A report by Travel Weekly says Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell has written to his British counterpart asking for the destination to be added to the UK's green list. The report states that Dr. Mitchell told UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson that there was deep disappointment when the new traffic light system did not categorize the destination as green, which enables returning travelers to avoid quarantine. He said Grenada has one of the lowest infection rates in the world and has no active cases. Since the start of the pandemic, it has recorded just 161 COVID-19 cases. The Telegraph has tipped Grenada as one of the amber countries among the near misses in the current green list, which may be promoted to green when the categories are updated in June. Turkey, Maldives, and Nepal are expected to be added to a red list, while Israel will be among the green list countries, the UK Transport Secretary Grant Shapps announced.
We have the green countries, which you will have the opportunity to visit no earlier than the 17th of May, as long as you take a pre-departure test before returning to England and a second PCR test 2 days after you return. You'll be able to travel to 12 green list countries and territories, which includes Portugal, Gibraltar, and Israel. I regret the favourite summer destinations like France and Spain and Greece are not yet included. But every 3 weeks from reopening, we'll be reviewing the countries to see how and where we can expand the green list. Red countries are those which should not be visited except in the most extreme of circumstances, where repeated testing and isolation in designated government hotels on return is compulsory. Non-UK residents who've been in a red country in the last 10 days will still be barred from entering the UK. Turkey, the Maldives, Nepal must regrettably be added to the red list. Removing the stay in the UK restrictions from the 17th of May is necessarily cautious. We must make absolutely sure that the countries we reconnect with are safe, that their infection rates are low and that their vaccination rates are high.
Popular travel destinations France and Spain were not included in the green list announced, but Shapps assured there would be a review every 3 weeks. After her story was broadcast late last year seeking the public's assistance to get a much-needed surgery for her feet, Hope St. Louis can now walk, run, play with ease. All thanks to you, the viewers and listeners of GBN. We hear more in this Rena Pear Thomas report.
I know the Lord is able to carry me through. He healed is working hard and send the cops in 3. He lame the lame to work again and cause the blank to free. My Lord is able, he's able. I know he's able. I know the Lord, my Lord is able to carry me through.
4-year-old Hope St. Louis is thanking and praising God for what he has done for her within months of asking for help. Hope suffered from toe walking, explained as a pattern of walking in which a child walks on balls of his or her feet with no contact between the heels and ground. In December of 2020, GBN aired the preschooler's story as her family sought the public's assistance in obtaining enough money to undertake surgery as Hope's condition worsened. Today, Hope can run, walk, and play with ease as she had 2 successful surgeries. Her mother, Lenasha Lewis, says that the past few months have been challenging, but she is very happy to see her daughter's progress.
Hope's surgery was performed on February 24th at the General Hospital. Dr. Douglas Noel performed the surgery. It was successful. She had 2 surgeries. The second was just to remove the stitches and manipulate the ankle. She's out of cast now. Hope she's running, she's jumping, she's dancing, she's doing everything. So it's just basic therapy that's needed to get her back to, get her to how she's supposed to.
Despite her daughter's successful operation, the mother says she is still cautious.
No, she does not. She does not want help with walking. She thinks she's so independent to do everything for herself. So I still have my little frights now and then, especially coming down the step, but she doesn't care.
Hope recalls her stay at the General Hospital as a somewhat fun experience.
What was it like when you was in the hospital?
It was fun.
It was fun? What about it was fun?
I had friends and some babies. They put a needle in my hand and I started to cry.
Yeah. That what they did to you?
Yes.
What else?
I was given trouble to take out the cat, so they had to just put me under anesthesia and I fell asleep.
What you want?
A new Barbie doll.
For what?
To play with.
To play with? And when you want it?
For my birthday.
When is your birthday, Hope? You remember?
August 3rd.
August what?
August 3rd.
Hope will continue therapy sessions until she has successfully recovered. She and her family had this to say to everyone who reached out and assisted in making her dream a reality.
Yes, we like to say thank you to everyone. I don't want to pinpoint because I might forget some people. So I'd like to say thank you to the general public for their support, their prayers, their contribution to having Hope's foot fixed.
Thanks, everybody.
For GBN News, I am Rena Pear-Thomas reporting.
The COVID-19 pandemic has left teachers, parents, and students repeatedly expressing their worries about the low levels of preparedness as students prepare to sit the 2021 CXT examinations. As a result, UNICEF has released a statement urging the CXT body to change the current design of the 2021 exams. The United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, on Monday urged the Caribbean Examination Council, CXC, to make adjustments to this year's CSEC and CAPE examinations and has called on regional education ministers to intervene urgently. In a statement released, 4 UNICEF representatives for Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean, Belize, Jamaica, and Guyana and Suriname recommended that the regional examining body make adjustments to the content and administration of the exams to ensure students are not disadvantaged. As a result, the UN Children's Advocates called on education ministers to, and I quote, request CXC to adjust the 2021 2021 exams and to further simplify the content and the methodology of the exams across all subjects and adapt the timeline to the challenges currently faced by the students to ensure equitable accessibility and participation for every student. While recognizing the efforts already made by CXC in reducing certain requirements and making concessions such as providing the topics for the long answer paper 5 weeks prior to the commencement of the exams and reducing requirements for the SBAs, UNICEF said there are still a number of issues which require more substantial changes and flexibility, especially as the current pandemic context has further exacerbated the gaps in preparedness amongst the most disadvantaged students. The statement said this year there is a higher risk of those students in vulnerable conditions never sitting the exams. This could seriously affect not only their further education at higher secondary or tertiary levels, but their future. In a statement released by CXC on Saturday, it was revealed that on Tuesday, 25th May, the Governing Council of CXC will meet to discuss and approve final examinations and procedures for 2021. By Wednesday, 26th May, a press release will be disseminated and a press conference held to update the public on the decisions made. Meanwhile, students across the island are getting ready to sit the 2021 CPEA exams, carded for Thursday 27th and Friday 28th, 2021, with the intent of securing a seat at one of the secondary schools throughout the country when the new school year begins in September. More in this report.
The Ministry of Education, Human Resource Development, Religious Education and Information said it expects greater performance this year from students registered to sit these 2021 CPEA exams on May 27th and 28th. 1,026 male and 880 female students from primary school across the state of Grenada are registered to sit the exam this year. The ministry boasts of a 34% increase in students sitting the exam compared to last year at 1,872, which was not held due to COVID-19. Deputy Chief Education Officer Michelle Peters-George, who is responsible for the educational testing and measurement unit, says not many changes have been made for this year's exams and all COVID-19 protocols will be observed.
Relax, make sure you get a good night's rest before the examination, go to bed very early, do not skip your breakfast. It is very important that you have something hot on the morning of the examination. Ensure that you get to the center on time and just relax, just have that positive attitude. And I really want to admonish the parents to make sure that they provide that sort of support and encouragement to your students. You know, get them relaxed as much as possible in preparation for the CPA examination. It is very important because at a time like this, they are very much anxious, you know, all sort of anxiety, all sort of thoughts coming through their mind.
Peters-George commended the parents and teachers who worked tirelessly to support the students. She has this advice for both parents and students.
We have accommodations for persons probably who may have difficulty wearing the mask in case they're asthmatic or so. And of course, these students, once we are aware of the conditions, will be given special arrangement for that. But in terms of difference, the only thing for now is basically the mask. And of course, it's normal to have that kind of physical distance between the desks and so during the examination period. So that will not change, that will remain in order, and of course the students will be writing under the same consistent examination standards for administration. Relax, make sure you get a good night's rest before the examination, go to bed very early, do not skip your breakfast. It is very important that you have something hot on the morning of the examination. Ensure that you get to the center on time and just relax, just have that positive attitude. And I really want to admonish the parents to make sure that they provide that sort of support and encouragement to your students. You know, get them relaxed as much as possible in preparation for the CPA examination. It is very important because at a time like this, they are very much anxious, you know, all sort of anxiety, all sort of thoughts coming through their mind.
For GBN News, I am Rena Pear Thomas reporting.
And now we turn our attention to what has been creating a buzz on social media. Let's take a look around the platforms.
This is Social Buzz, where we shine a light on the thoughts and concerns of our online audience. The Prime Minister's statement in Parliament regarding the resignation of Warren Neufeld as Ambassador at Large and Consul General to Florida on behalf of the government of Grenada is still a hot topic among the general public.
You got into this big public spot with the government, and they almost have, in fact, saying that the country must change. Imagine a white man coming and tell we must change the government of Grenada. Could you believe this character?
Tonight we listen to the opinions of our online and listening audience as they discuss the Prime Minister's statements.
My beef is you're inviting people into your country only to insult them. Other prospective investors are watching and listening. Minister's statement in Parliament could have serious implications for the country. It was condescending behavior and it was atrocious. This is a diplomatic role and that should have been handled by Foreign Affairs and not by the PM washing his dirty linens in public.
The Prime Minister spoke of 3 strikes. I would like him to explain, and he needs to explain to the population, what does a strike constitute in terms of CBI lingo. What is a strike? And for somebody who has 3 strikes, what are the first 2? What was the third one? Who else has strikes waiting to be out? What is happening in that program?
Whenever you speak, words matter. So when the Prime Minister addressed an ambassador of Grenada, that white man can come and tell us what to do, unquote. I think the Prime Minister is rude and will wait for Parliament to lambaste individuals who don't agree with him. If we want to open for tourism, it's the same white people we depend on to bring foreign currency into our economy. I think the PM needs to apologize to Grenada and tourism sector in Parliament. The Prime Minister has to know his place. He can't go to the people's house where he should be doing the people's business and not insulting Grenadians or foreigners. I think the PM went too far this time, and if he's tired of running the country, he should call an early election.
We live among people who do not look like us. For example, the Chinese who do all kind of things, they do not look like us. People in Parliament do not look like us. As a matter of fact, Mr. Simon still don't even sound like us. We have no problem with people who do not look like us. We have problem with people who probably don't like us or who don't deal with us properly. The people in the IMF and all kind of thing who give us grants, and I think they do not look like us. We deserve an apology.
That's it for tonight's Social Buzz. If you would like to have your thoughts and concerns shared, be sure to comment on GBN's Facebook page.
From the thought process to the visual impact, it's time to take a peek through the GBN I Saw lens.
In tonight's I Saw, we feature a twin carrot planted and uprooted by Wilberg of St. David. According to our citizen journalist, this crop struck him as an odd way for a carrot to grow. Over the past year, we have received countless submissions of fruits and vegetables grown up normally together. So this new addition to the family of photos and videos comes as no surprise to the GBN team. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Former Senator Terry Noel, in an exclusive with GBN, has hinted at the possibilities his future may take following his resignation last week to take up full-time involvement in the Grenada movement as it transitions into a political party. Shara Joseph has been speaking to the former senator in regards to his future in TGM.
As a member of the Grenada movement, Terry Noel says he will continue his involvement in building the relatively new organization. With a background in political science, Noel says he is interested in doing more political campaigning at the community level now that TGM is transitioning towards a political party.
I'm going to be in the community doing the necessary work, talking to people and so on, and looking to educate people on the movement and the Grenadan politics in going forward for the future for Grenada.
He says the possibility exists with him offering to be a candidate or caretaker to run at the parliamentary level.
But you know, it is a democratic process. and so people could challenge. But I definitely would be putting my hat in the ring. The possible caretaker or candidate, whatever you want to call it.
Noel was one of the 3 senators selected by opposition leader Tobias Clement last year. An opportunity, he says, was a great experience.
And let me say, there is no bad blood between me and the opposition leader. It's just a matter that is a transitional point in my political life, and I see it fitting that at this time make the move with the TGM, because I believe the TGM is going to be a viable alternative in Grenadian politics going forward from here on.
Noel reiterates that he believes that TGM will play a pivotal role in changing the direction of Grenadian politics that led to his decision, noting the need to have a society that recognizes the rights of all citizens. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
Credit cards are often shunned upon because of negativity presumed about them surrounding debt and misuse. A financial consultant is saying don't let the negative reports deter you, as those cards have proven to be quite beneficial to anyone.
Card to which charges are made against a line of credit instead of the account holder's cash deposits. When someone uses a credit card to make a purchase, a balance is made to that person's account, which must be paid off each month. Financial consultant Tarly Francis views the credit card as a tool that can be beneficial to anyone, though it can be misused by some and has often led to irresponsible behaviors. This, he says, is solely based on the cardholder's responsibility.
The credit card is a tool that can benefit everybody. I wouldn't leave out anybody at all. Any person who is creditworthy enough to get from the eyes of the bank a helping hand with credit on a credit card, I think could enjoy the benefit and should really enjoy the benefit as far as they need. Yes, it requires personal discipline when it comes to spending. It requires us to have a sense of purpose when we swipe in the card, as we say. But that sense of purpose, everybody can have it. Rich, poor, adult, youth, single, married, employed, retired, anybody can have that, right? With a few of the money management tips that we share here, I think under your belt is good enough for you to already start taking control of your spending habits and being able to take out a credit card.
Francis says the negative reputation assumed about credit cards is usually from people who poorly manage their money.
Now, what happened and why credit card end up with such a bad reputation is that we are very strong on spending with the credit card, but very weak on repaying with the credit card, and that is really the problem. Now, whenever you repay a credit card, what you are doing is this: you're doing 2 things. Number 1, you're actually repaying the money you borrowed, and number 2, you opening back up the credit line so it's available to you again. And these 2 things you do. If you're strong on that, then you don't end up with the horror stories of credit card.
Francis says one of the most important steps to owning a credit card is choosing the right one. While appearing on GBN's Good Morning Grenada, he recommended candidates acquire a card that suits their spending and meets their financial goals. For GBN News, Beverly Tellisford.
Trends come and go, but jewelry is forever in style. Give a gift that lasts a lifetime. Diamond Intercontinental have diamond jewelry, gold and silver jewelries, engagement rings, wedding bands, chains, bracelets, and so much more. They also carry brands such as Anne Klein and Guess. Why wait? Visit Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store at the Esplanade Mall. Call 440-231234. The number again, 232-1234.
Bruv.
Hello? I can't see you.
What's good?
But I can't even hear you.
Yo.
Hello? Hello?
Okay, I see you. I'm good. I'm coming in.
There you are.
Live the experience right now. Enjoy high-quality video calling today. Stream, upload, and share with Digicell's super fast LTE network. Visit our stores today and live the experience today. Digicell.
Welcome back to Good Morning Grenada. It is now 18 minutes after 7 o'clock. Those of you who are just joining us, happy to have you. And those of you who stuck with us, thank you for your patience. Let's get into this morning's discussion. Tomorrow, Thursday and Friday, God willing, our grade 6 students will be sitting the CPEA examinations. And that's this week. Yes, tomorrow and Friday. And today's Wednesday? Yes, today's Wednesday. That holiday throwing me off. Today's Wednesday. So tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday, God willing, our students will be sitting the CPEA exams. And in that light, I have joining me our in-house, I call him our in-house clinical psychologist, Dr. Augustine Panchoo. And he's here to give us some tips, specifically our teachers, students, parents, on how we can prepare for those next 2 days. Good morning, Doc. How you doing, sir?
Good morning, Blossom. Good morning to all of our listeners, both on radio, I want to assume, and television. It is a pleasure to be able to join you this morning for this all-important last-minute tip-giving exercise that we want to give to parents, teachers, and certainly to all of our, I think it's about 2,000 of our young people are going to be writing the CPEA exam and tomorrow. So it's an exciting time for Grenada. It's an exciting time for every family and every household who has a 6th grader. Yeah, exactly. I love this kind of time.
It is an exciting time, but it's also, I would assume, a kind of anxious and scary time for them, because once again, they're getting ready to sit, our students are getting ready to sit CPEA in the midst of a global health pandemic. Last year, our students did it, and they were going through just, 1 year of the pandemic. This year, the 2 years that the CPEA really covers the basis.
What's happening to our internet this morning?
You're not hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Oh, okay.
Just that we were breaking up. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just making sure.
Yeah, last year we were. It was put for a different time, I think. Was it? What happened last year?
Last year they just made minor adjustments in the midst of COVID.
Yeah.
And it was just about 1 year of the pandemic.
Right, yes. Okay, now I remember.
And this year, our students are going through the 2 years of the basics. Grade 5 and grade 6 are the 2 years that they're embroiled in this health pandemic. So I'm sure these tips would be helpful for them. So as they prepare for this, let's start with the students themselves. As the students prepare for the next 2 days, what tips can you give to them to mentally prepare? Or the phrase that I make up, mentally preparate.
Okay, mentally preparate. I love that. You are a boss when it comes to innovation and the introduction of new words in our lexicon. So that's beautiful. I love it. So Blossom, I want to start by just reminding, I think it's just a reminder, especially for our students and then our parents, that this time, any exam brings with it a corresponding level of what we call anxiety. Okay, so our body is, our mind is telling itself we have this major task to get done, and naturally, because it's an unknown figure, it's an unknown factor, the body is starting to worry. It's starting to worry itself whether or not it is prepared. Okay, and so we have some kind of stress hormones that has secreted, giving us anxiety, and anxiety really comes from the unknown, because students, it doesn't matter how much they prepare, and even the best of students, a student, I'll tell you, when the results come out, mark my word, you will remember this. The best of student who probably got 99% will say that I wasn't sure that I did so well. It's because a lot of times it's in the unknown. And so there is this anxiety-ridden next 2 days or day and a half, especially today, that's going to challenge our students and challenge our parents, because students are a little anxious. And Blossom, it's okay. I want to let our students know that it is absolutely okay to feel a little nervous, to feel a little anxious, to ask yourself whether or not, am I prepared? Am I going to do well? It's okay. There is nothing wrong. You're not mentally ill. You're just experiencing what the body is about to enter. The physical body and the emotional body both are about to enter into a territory that is unknown, and you want the best results. And so that's what the anxiety is all about. Okay, so let's set the basis here. And I want to remind students and parents. So let's talk to the parents and then vis-a-vis the student. Today, it's going to be hectic. There's no question. Last minute preparation, learn all the capitals, spelling words, sentence construction, grammar, math, finding X and Y, and geography, science, and all the other subjects. Writing skills. Okay. This is going to be. So let's not take that away from them today. Give them the opportunity to just go wild today. Okay? But come this evening, I think probably is the most important time of the exam. Not tomorrow morning when the papers are opened up. This evening. I want to focus in on this evening. What does this evening and tomorrow morning should look like for a student writing the CPA exam? I want students to understand. 2,000 of you looking at me this morning, of course, none of you are because your head is in a book. But remember that you got this. You have spent the last year studying, reading, looking at videos, texting friends about answers, asking questions. You are prepared for this. That's the reassurance that I want to give to you. And so tonight, stress less. Go to bed early. Get between 6 to 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep. Now, it's probably going to take some students a little while to fall asleep, even though the emotional state will be tired, because when you're studying, you get emotionally drained. But try to get some sleep. At least 6 to 8 hours. Well, 6 hours is good. If you can get 8, you will probably have done really, really well. I don't think any student tonight realistically is going to get 8 hours of sleep, but at least 6 or 7 will do. You want to be really rested. I want parents to do the following. Soothe. Spend the evening soothing and reassuring your child. If there is evidence of anxiety, soothing by a little distraction. And Blossom, it's okay at this 11th and a half hour to spend the evening not focusing on any preparation. I really do mean that.
I agree. Mm-hmm.
The preparation has been done already. The students are okay. They are literally okay. 7 o'clock tonight, shut it down. Really, literally. Spend some time with the family. Joke around. Eat a good dinner. Take a shower. Prepare yourself to relax. Okay? 99% of the time, Blossom, you see studying between 7 and 10 tonight, you try to put in last minute. It's not really going to influence the outcome of the exam. Trust me on that. People may think, oh yeah, well, if I didn't study last night, this little thing, I would not have remembered the Prime Minister of New Zealand. Okay, so you got one question. Okay? That's it, one question. That doesn't have any influence on the totality of the exam. Okay? So preparation is done. Spend the evening with the family.
Yeah.
Relax yourself. Watch a little comedy or something unrelated, yes, and I am saying that. Parents, give your child the assurance. I know every parent, and this is a hard one, Blossom. Every parent wants their child to score the most. You want your child to do well. We expect what is called output, which translates into results, which means a high percentage to get the first choice in school. That is a given. So how do we combat that pressure that we put on the children? Watch this. Children are under enormous pressure with what I refer to as fear of failure. A child has big expectations tomorrow morning, okay? Because that parent who went to Grenville Secondary or GBSS or who wants his child to go there is putting pressure on the child. So the child has to score a certain amount. So what we need to do tonight is to let your child know, in spite of what the results are, whether you score 90% or 87%, whether you got your first choice or your second choice, what matters most is, did you give your best effort? And the best effort is not, watch me blossom, the best effort, parents, is not tomorrow morning, you know. No, the best effort would have been or is calculated on what you did with all the days of the academic year so far. That's your best effort, you know. Your best effort is, what have I done since September last year to now May of 2021? And if I gave my best effort, tomorrow morning, best effort is going to materialize. If you give mediocre effort, tomorrow morning is going to manifest itself. So let your student know, or your child know, please listen, whatever the results are, we're going to be okay with it. And you are going to be okay too. And the last thing I want to advise parents on, to spend the night with fun and all of that, is to affirm your student, affirm their fears, affirm their anxiety, affirm their state of being, so that they can relax. Maybe do some deep breathing, maybe tell an awesome, fabulous childhood story. Do something, but reaffirm them, affirm the love that you have for them, the family has for them, including, of course, family expectations and family history, etc. But make it a fun evening. Make it a fun evening. I want to talk a little about tomorrow morning. So go ahead. Any questions you have for me?
I was going to ask about the teachers, but I think the teachers have already done their part. I guess today would be the final day for them to help or assist the students as best as they can. What should teachers be doing today? Even in the midst of the ongoing industrial impasse, they still have a duty to the children.
Boy, bless our teachers in general, but so much so our CPA teachers, the grade 6 teachers, the grade 5, the grade 4 and 5 who have done the preparatory work to land them in this good place in grade 6. I want to applaud them too. But, because I used to teach elementary school, and I know the hard work and the dedication that the CPA teachers and the entire staff sometimes coalesce around the class and want the class to do well. So everybody pitch in, as it were. So I want to congratulate the CPA teachers. And I want to say to them this morning, all of you, 50 odd schools, please watch this. You got this. You have done your best. Generally at this time today, you want to relax too. You want to set the tone for a calm kind of atmosphere in your school. Today should not be the day you're really photocopying papers and you're on Google trying to get information. Today, really and truly, today is probably a day to have sandwich and juice in school and to sit with your students and just chill. maybe do a little revision, which is normal. It's okay. But, today you're fighting to stencil and to copy, and you're asking the principal for money to go buy a ream of paper because, no, cut this out. Principal, don't give any money. I'm telling principal, do not give any money at this last hour because, teachers, you got this. You have prepared the students for the last 9 months, and today is just a day to refresh, release, and be ready for tomorrow morning. Yeah.
Speaking of tomorrow morning, the tips that you want to share for our students.
Yes, please. That's how I want to end today. I want to say, get some good night's sleep tonight and wake up early. In fact, nobody would have to set a timer tomorrow morning. Everybody is going to be up and about early, some as early as 5 because they just couldn't wait. Take a nice clean shower. And if there is any preparation for the exam on the part of the parent, in addition to creating this warm and fuzzy, loving, affirming environment, is for them to really plan a wholesome breakfast for the children tomorrow morning. I am big, Blossom, on diet, and I'm big on eating healthy. I want to say to parents, a quick bread and cheese and some cocoa tea tomorrow morning will work, but it's not the best. It's not the best. I could tell you that. Add some flavonoids, add some vitamin A, vitamin C into that meal tomorrow. Make it as a complete meal as you can. Go for a lot of fiber in the diet. Why fiber? Why not white bread and cheese or cheese and paste and some hot cocoa tea? Well, if that's all you have, bless your soul, at least you still do have something. But what we know from diet, and I'm not a dietitian, so I'm not taking over from the Grenada Food and Nutrition Council, but I have enough knowledge and understanding to know that if you eat a lot of carbs, just what is called simple sugar, the body gets a lot of energy. So at 8 o'clock, you're really hype up and you're ready to go and you feel excited. And within an hour or so, the body goes flat because there is not enough fiber to keep the body going. Right. So you will have a lot of booster energy with your bread and cheese and paste and cocoa tea. But the person who ate a whole wheat sandwich with some egg, maybe some tuna, some cereal, a lot of fiber, will be sustained longer during the process for the day tomorrow. So do breakfast, make it a hot breakfast, and please make every effort to make it as balanced as you can. Add a lot of fruits, add a lot of veggies or a lot of leafy stuff, green stuff if you have some too, but add fiber to the breakfast tomorrow so that it can help you to stay awake longer. Okay? And don't be hurried tomorrow morning. Don't cut and swallow tomorrow morning. Get up early, shower nicely, enjoy your breakfast. Take your time, chew your food well, allow the body to digest it so that by the time you get to the examination hall at 8 or 8:30, you are energized, you are fully awake, and you're ready because you are prepared already for the entire year. Tomorrow morning is not preparation. Tomorrow morning is what we call execution of that which you have prepared for the last school year or 2 school years.
After the exam, I think this is where parents really come in as well. So today is for everybody. Tomorrow morning, please, the Lord, is for the students. After the exam, for the parents and guardians.
Yes, because tomorrow afternoon, when they come home or when you pick them up from school, the question will be, how well did you do? That's a big one. How well did you do? Did the questions that came, were you able to successfully answer, or do you think you handled it well? That's a lot of pressure on the student. So as parents, you will be tempted to ask some questions. go ahead and ask some questions. That's your right, okay? You are the parent, that you have a right to ask a couple questions. What you don't have the right to do is to ask them about every detail of the exam, okay? Don't do that. I'm saying, you know, you have the right to ask a couple questions, but don't put pressure on them to have to remember whether or not they got number 99 correct or 100 correct. No, tomorrow is a time to celebrate. And that's how I see it, you know, because we are preparing today. Tonight we're going to be all kind of family and fuzzy and affirming and reassuring. Tomorrow morning we are going to energize our student and with a hot breakfast and balanced meal and a good couple little pep talk again, you know, and about how loved you are and how well we want you to do today, and go for it because you got this. And tomorrow evening is a time to get a sugar and spice or Country Wild or pizza from Rick's Cafe. No, nobody's paying me for advertisement. I shouldn't do that. But a sandwich or some fried chicken wings or something barbecue, something different, kind of celebrate with your child if you can. Not everybody can afford it, so I do not want to make it a law that says, you know, oh, Dr. Panchoo say you got to celebrate, so let's go do something. No, you could leave it for the weekend if you can't afford it, or if time will not allow the family to do it, if it's not convenient tonight. But yeah, celebrate with your student, because you know what? Whatever the results are going to be, Blossom, when they leave the exam room tomorrow, that's the result. You understand?
Point.
No magic is going to happen in the Ministry of Education when the computers are marking the papers or the teachers are scoring the essays for you to magically, you know, get a passing grade if you didn't get a passing grade when you left the exam. The exam is finished and sealed tomorrow at the end of the examination period. So celebrate. Whatever the results are going to be later on in June or July, whenever the results come out, that's the result that is going to happen. So celebrate it. Let the student know that, reassure them again that they're loved, and whatever the results are, as a family, we're going to embrace you and we are going to embrace the results. That's the good thing about how we treat people with exam, you know. And if more parents allow themselves to do these things, we are going to have, you know, happier students. Sometimes as parents, we really put too much pressure on our students and they want to please us. Students are people-pleasing people. You know, they are little minds, but they want to please mommy. I want to please that. I want to please auntie and grandma because I want to go up in the United States. I want to go to university. All of those things are going to happen. We don't need to put all this pressure on students. You know, allow them to be students, young people, emerging adults, and people that are going to grow up to like you, love you, and love themselves.
So rest, eat,
yes,
go out and do your best.
Yes, that's it. That's it. That's it. That's the and another thing I want to add, Blossom, there is not a better remedy for stress and anxiety than a lot of water. It may cause you to have to go to the bathroom, but regulate yourself. So drink a fair amount of water before you get to the center, so that by the time you get to the center, you can use the restroom and free up yourself, so that at least for the next 2 hours, you're good to go. But water does help the body to be energized. It allows the body's circulation to happen quicker. It allows metabolism to happen. So it's good for the body. So water, a fair amount of water, not too much. If you drink too much, you're going to have to ask permission to leave the hall. But, a fair amount of water is really good. So a lot before and maybe have a bottle so that you can hydrate yourself after.
Lovely. Dr. Panchoo, thank you so very much, as always, coming through with the good tips for whatever we're going through at whatever time. I always appreciate your appearance. Thank you so very much, sir.
Thank you so much, Blossom. And together, I want to join you with all the love and the best wishes to our 2,000 plus students. And I know, let me say this, I know whatever the results are tomorrow, will be reflective on two sets of population. It's going to be reflective on the parents, but so much so, society and the world is not going to judge the parents and or the student. They're going to judge the teachers, our CPA teachers, and the auxiliary staff that help put this thing together. So I want to say to the teachers out there, you know, as parents, I'm a parent. I used to have students in that class. You know, my heart's go off to you, and I want you to rest assured that you have done your best amidst the COVID and all the restrictions that were placed upon learning. And your students are going to shine for you. They're going to make you proud, and you are going to feel good.
I can't wait. Thank you so very much, Doc. Have yourself a blessed Wednesday and continue to stay safe.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Blossom. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Have a good one. Dr. Augustine Panchoo, clinical psychologist, as our students get ready for CPEA tomorrow, God willing, and Friday. Let me see if I have the number. I think the number is just under 2,000 students expected to sit the exams tomorrow. Please a lot. I think it's 1,000. Hold on, let me get it and make sure. I don't want to give you false information. It's 1,906 students expected to sit CPEA over the next 2 days. 1,026 males, 880 females. That's 34 students more than what registered last year for last year's CPEA. All right, let's take a very quick break as we continue to keep our students in mind and in our thoughts and prayers as they prepare for CPEA over the next 2 days. When we come back, we link up with Just School Media for this morning's traffic cam. Stick and stay. Good morning, Grenada. We'll be right back.
Rubigas. Get cooking. Rubigas, clean, safe, and reliable LPG is the perfect solution for your commercial and everyday needs. For cooking at home or barbecuing, choose Rubigas LPG cylinders. Available in a variety of sizes from 20 to 100 pound cylinders. Rubigas LPG, clean, safe, reliable. Are you cooking with Rubigas?
Get Rubis, get going. Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements? Or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 418-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Fallage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
Going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, easy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex or give them a call 440-1015 or 440-1016 or check out their website hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
We are taking pride in outstanding performance. We are encouraged.
Let's now join Just School Media for this morning's Traffic Cam. Let's see where he is. Timothy, check me please. Let's go to this morning's Traffic Cam.
Avoid the congestion on the Springs Main Road. We take a detour and went into Cafe, Gulf Coast, and came down on the Grenada Main Road. And now we are in Tantine, just outside the Ruby Service Center. Tantine roundabout, and the usual thing on the morning time like this, there's a lot of traffic coming down Lotus Lane. A lot of traffic. Wednesday to all of you. We are in Tantine in traffic. The school district. We have J.W. Fletcher, GBSS, Tam CC, the Anglican High School, right here in Tantine. So motorists, we have to approach this section with caution, especially around now, this time of the morning. There will be pedestrians crossing, students dropping from the buses. So now we are heading into St. George's. Just about to approach the Buns Point roundabout. Head onto the Carnage and then into the town of St. George. On this, your Wednesday morning traffic. geese line in port, offloading cargo. That's the transportation for the sea. So we are in traffic for the Wednesday morning traffic cam. For those of you who just joined, the route we took this morning was we took a detour to avoid the traffic congestion in Springs Main Road. We went through Gulf Coast, went through Cafe first, then Gulf Coast, then on to the Grand Dance Main Road, and into Belmont, the Kiranijans Boulevard, Tantine, and now we are on the Carnage as the sun rises over the beautiful mountain. You can see the highlights on the buildings on the Carnage. And I always encourage motorists, drivers, passengers, no throwing of missiles out of the moving vehicle. That's garbage I'm referring to. It's very unsightly when we're traveling along the side of the nation's road. You're walking and you look on the side of the road, you see bottles, plastic bags. That's very unsightly. So we are responsible to keep our nation clean, especially throwing plastic on the side of the road. Plastics is hard to degrade. So I just want to encourage you, just keep your country clean. We may not throw garbage out of moving vehicles in the town because somebody may see, but usually in the countryside or in the different villages, when you're walking along the road and you look, you're seeing a whole set of empty boxes, bottles. So people traveling, they eat and they just throw it out of the vehicle. Just to encourage proper disposal of the garbage. See, we have garbage truck which pass around and pick out garbage as designated areas. Yes. So we're encouraging you, drivers and passengers, to do proper garbage disposal. Keep our country clean. Motorists, sometimes they have to think ahead of the route you're taking to go to work. And sometimes you're accustomed taking one route, but you can also try a detour route, especially if there is traffic congestion. You can use a detour route. It can allow you to get to your destination faster. We are on the Carnage. Yes, since I was a child, I heard of the geese line. And geese lines, they say the geese boat. Before we used to call it the banana boat. The geese line is in port, offloading cargo, containers. Like to say hats off to the fishermen of the island. So they're offloading ice so they can keep their catch cool. So we say hats off to all the fishermen. Those that the transportation of the sea, the boat. They load it up with ice because when they go out to sea and they hold the tuna, the marlin, keep it cool.
soon we'll be entering another Sendal tunnel.
It's time now to get ready for the BBC's 8 a.m. newscast. Thank you so much for tuning into Good Morning Grenada. Enjoy the rest of your wonderful Wednesday. Have yourselves a blessed day, a good day, whatever kind of day it is. Try to cheer up yourself. Have yourselves a blessed one. Let's join the BBC for the 8 a.m. newscast. Bye, people. Have yourselves a blessed one.